one and all. In this particular video, we will be discussing the SERVQUAL instrument, or the instrument by which we would go about measuring service quality. SERVQUAL is a multi-dimensional research instrument designed to measure service quality. How? By capturing a respondent's expectations vis-a-vis their perceptions along main dimensions of service quality. Now, the actual crux of the matter was that we have to identify those dimensions of service quality. SERVQUAL was published in 1988 by a team of academic researchers led by Parasuraman. What exactly is service quality? It could be conceptualized as P minus E, whereas P is the individual's perceptions of a given service delivery and E is the individual's expectation of a given service delivery. Now, the model of service quality. The model identifies the principal dimensions or components of service quality, proposes a scale for measuring service quality, and suggests also the possible causes of service quality problem. Let us have a look at the gaps. There are four gaps. Now, the first gap is the knowledge gap, which is basically the case where the company has scant idea of what the customer requires. So it can be due to insufficient marketing research, it can be due to inadequate upward communications or too many layers within the management. Next gap is the standards gap, that is the management's perceptions of customer expectations and the actual service specifications. There is a gap between the two. This has very many reasons, which can include employee perceptions of infeasibility, inadequate goal setting. The third gap is the delivery gap. It is the difference between the service quality specifications and the actual service delivered. And that can happen due to very many reasons. For example, role conflict or role ambiguity within the employees, lack of perceived control, then poor supervision or training, technical breakdowns. Then comes the communications gap. This is the difference between the service quality intention and what is communicated to the customer. So here also there are very many reasons, including the propensity to overpromise. Now, what exactly we will, it is interesting to note how the model's developers began with this exhaustive design of this model. I mean, first they went into a literature search in order to identify items that will have an impact on perceived service quality. And they identified 100 such items which were used in the first rounds of consumer testing. Now, our typical method of data reduction factor analysis using principal component analysis revealed that these items loaded onto 10 dimensions of service quality. What are the 10 dimensions? Competence or the possessions of required skills. Courtesy is the polite and respectful demeanor towards the customer. Credibility, which includes trustworthiness, belief, and honesty. Security, which enables the customer to feel free from risk. Access is approachability. Now, if you see the first five itself, you will notice that in some way courtesy is a part of competence, and so is credibility. Access is in some way linked with the next dimension, which is communication with the customer, awareness of customer needs. Tangibles are the physical evidence of service. Reliability again is the ability to perform the promised service, and responsiveness is the willingness of the employees to react. Now, if you see these 10 dimensions, there seem to be some dimensions which correlate to each other very strongly. Thus, it was observed that these 10 dimensions are often they are autocorrelated. Thus, once again, research went down into breaking it further into slim and relatively uncorrelated dimensions. So, we part of the model, which is also known as the RAT acronym for reliability, assurance, tangibles, empathy, and responsiveness.